And joining us now, live from Baku, Azerbaijan, is Mr. Ahmad Shahidov. He's a political analyst who's going to talk to us about the liberation of Karabakh and Turkey's role in Caucasia. Mr. Shahidov, thank you once again for speaking to us. It's always a pleasure. Azerbaijani soldiers entered Aghdam district in Nagorno-Karabakh after 27 years of occupation. How do you evaluate this historic event in terms of the liberation process of Nagorno-Karabakh?
Yes, good evening. I greet you from Baku and thank you for having me in your program. Yes, today is the next victory day in Azerbaijan because city of Agdam returned to Azerbaijan after 27 years, and according to the agreement signed between Russia, Armenia and Azerbaijan on November 10, the city of Agdam was to be handed over to Azerbaijan by November 20, and today the city of Agdam came under the control of the Azerbaijan army. Under the control of Russian peacekeepers, all Armenian armed forces and civilians were evacuated from Agdam, and city was handed over to Azerbaijani side. And since yesterday, the liberation of the Aghdam region has been celebrated with great enthusiasm by residents of Aghdam and by all Azerbaijani nation. And at present, the residents of Aghdam gather near the liberated territories of the region with Turkish and Azerbaijani flags and celebrate this holiday. For the first time in 27 years, azan was performed in Agdam, liberated from the Armenian occupation, and a group of Azerbaijani religious figures visited the Juma Mosque in the center of Agdam on November 20. After all this liberation, Azerbaijan will also restore the city of Aghdam. Of course, we must comprehensively do everything, and a master plan will be prepared and specialists will be involved in this restoration process. Infrastructure projects, office buildings, social facilities, roads, and other all necessary work will be carried out in a planned manner, and Azerbaijan state will help all citizens to return there to their homes. Therefore, the restoration of the Aghdam district will have a special place in our plans because it's a large district in terms of territory, and at the same time, it's the largest district in terms of population. I mean, the occupied and liberated territories. In fact, according to terms of the agreement, the city of Kalbajar should have been under the control of Azerbaijan in the same way, but as you know, Armenian side asked for 10 more days, and Azerbaijan once again demonstrated humanism and demanded the evacuation of Kalbajar city by November 25. So after 5 days, we will celebrate the liberation of Kalbajar city as well. So in general, Kalbajar and Laçın districts will be handed over to Azerbaijan by December 1, and all this process will be carried out under the control of the Russian army. After that, activities will be continued to implement other terms of this agreement. I mean, return of Azerbaijani refugees to their homes, coexistence of Armenians and Azerbaijanis in Kankandi, Kocaeli, Agdara, and other regions, opening the road between Nakhchivan Autonomic Republic and other main territories of Azerbaijan. So also it may seem difficult at first glance today, but it will be possible. And large-scale construction and restoration works will be carried out in all Nagorno-Karabakh and other territories liberated from Armenian occupation. And in this regard, President of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, has already signed his first decree. All historical and architectural monuments, mosques, and churches destroyed in Nagorno-Karabakh over the last 30 years, including houses and infrastructure services, will be restored by Azerbaijani government, by Azerbaijan state, and because Armenians had destroyed Azerbaijan's historical and cultural heritage, but Azerbaijan will restore all monuments, mosques, and churches in the liberated territories. The historical and cultural beauty of Nagorno-Karabakh will be restored. I am sure for that. And Nagorno-Karabakh will once again become a center of world tourism. And one of the most talked about topics in Azerbaijan today is the arrival of Turkish army in Nagorno-Karabakh, as you mentioned before. And this issue has been conditionally raised by Azerbaijan side from the first days. It's one of the main preconditions put by Azerbaijan, and this issue is already being resolved, and the Turkish army will be stationed in the territories under the control of Azerbaijan and will jointly monitor the implementation of the ceasefire in the region. It's also an insurance for Azerbaijan, for Azerbaijani people. I can say that strong insurance of peace, security, and inviolability. And President of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, addressed the people on the liberation of Aghdam city and gave very important message today, emphasizing the victory of Azerbaijani army on the battlefield. Ilham Aliyev sharply criticized the Armenian government and said that international organizations should see the lawlessness and human rights violations in Armenia today. Sure, our victory has already created a big problem in Armenia, but let's look at the reaction of international organizations to that. Is there any reaction? Opposition leaders are being arrested in Armenia every day, which is completely unfounded. Maybe any Western country reacted to this. No. And the leaders of the main opposition parties have been arrested in Yerevan, and no one speaks about it. And where is the Council of Europe? And trying to slander Azerbaijan side, these Council of Europe. Where is this organization? Why are they keep silence today? So Ilham Aliyev said that if the Armenians commit another provocation in Nagorno-Karabakh, they will respond 10 times more. And noting that Armenia is not an independent state and it is a province of another country.
So how specifically do you, when the Turkish parliament has approved the government's plan to deploy troops to Azerbaijan, yes, how specifically do you evaluate Turkey's political and military role in Southern Caucasia? What do you think it means for regional security and for the long term for Azerbaijan in the region?
Turkey is a brother country for Azerbaijan, and Turkey also always stands next to Azerbaijan during in this conflict. And since September 27, from the first day of these clashes in Nagorno-Karabakh, Turkey supported Azerbaijan. Not only Azerbaijan, Turkey stands to implementation of international law requirements of UN Security Council resolutions. So also one of the preconditions of Azerbaijan is Turkey to be involved in this negotiation process, and after agreement signed between Turkey and Russia, Turkish army will be deployed in this Nagorno-Karabakh region, especially in those areas which are the under control of Azerbaijani army. So it will increase the insurance for Azerbaijan. It's very important for Azerbaijan to have Turkish army in this region. It means security. It means insurance for the peace and prosperity in the region. And so I think that also one of the main figures, main countries in the region, Turkey has played a very significant role in solution this conflict. So it means that it's very normal to have Turkey involved in this negotiation process, because Turkey, as a country located in this region, we have borders with Turkey. So also Turkey, one of the main countries in the region. So it's very normal to have Turkish army in this region. It's also sovereign right of Azerbaijan to invite all external troops or external soldiers and peacekeepers to its international recognized territories. So we have right to invite Turkish army to all regions of Azerbaijan, also including the newly liberated areas, Shusha, Fizuli, Jabrayil, Zengilan. So it's our sovereign rights, and no country in the world can reject it. So, and this is not any mechanism to, to reject this decision of Azerbaijan.
All right, so Armenia has been withdrawing from the occupied territory lately, but do you think Armenia can, in some way, considering previous times it's happened, do you think Armenia can, in some ways, violate the ceasefire again? And are there any chances of that happening, given the increasing pressure on Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan back home in Armenia from far-right groups, from people who were not happy about his rather embarrassing defeat?
Uh, you know, Theoretically, it's possible that Armenia can violate this ceasefire agreement because we have some experience. We have signed with Armenia three ceasefire agreements, two of them in Moscow and one of them in Washington, and all these ceasefire agreements are being violated by Armenian side. So after the final ceasefire agreement, let's say a peace agreement between Russia and Armenia and Azerbaijan, I think that official year one will not risk to violate this agreement again because one of the responsibility for this agreement, for implementation of this agreement, lies on Russia as well. As Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, Putin said in his recent interviews that Armenia will face very tragedy if they will violate this agreement again. And this is the Russian army will how to say will we will involved in fighting and how to say fighting with Armenia. So it's impossible. But anyway, there is a very difficult and complicated situation in Armenia. As you know, protest actions are going on in year one, and the citizens, especially opposition leaders, are being arrested, and the people in Armenia demanding Nikol Pashinyan to resign. So everything can happen. But anyway, Azerbaijan complies with this agreement, and also the participation of deployment of Turkish army in the region also is another guarantee for peace and ceasefire in the region. But anyway, we can wait that Armenia can, I would say, violate this ceasefire agreement. But anyway, Azerbaijani army are already keeps under control these territories, especially Aghdam, and after 5 days, the Kelbejar will come under control of Azerbaijan army till the December 1. We get back. We will get back this Lachian region as well, and all these regions are will be under control of Azerbaijan army. So there is no chance for Armenian side. There is no possibility for Armenian army to ceasefire this agreement, to how to say, to get back any lands. It's impossible because they already defeated in on battlefield during last 45 days. So how the Armenian side can risk to, first of all, violate the ceasefire? It's not only against Azerbaijan, it's already also against Russia as well. So, and they haven't any chance to violate the ceasefire, to get back any land. They have to respect these requirements of this agreement. Also requirements of the international law, UN Security Council resolutions, and etc.
Now, of course, they have to respect, and that's what all the parties need to happen. However, in past experiences, we have seen that they don't. So, hypothetically speaking, if they were to violate this and continue with more violence and aggression across the border, what kind of response do you think they could be expecting from Azerbaijan, Turkish troops deployed in Azerbaijan, or even from Russia? What kind of response do you think Armenia would be getting if they do violate it?
First of all, Azerbaijan side keeps its sovereign right to liberate all other regions as well, and to liberate or to get under control. I mean, Khankandi, I mean, Khojaly, Aghdara, where the Armenians residents are living now and returning back from Yerevan. So we keep our sovereign right to launch military operations in these areas as well, and in response to possible Armenian provocations. And on this ground, we will not be alone. There will be Russian troops and Turkish army as well. So Armenia should face to Azerbaijani, Russian peacekeepers and Turkish peacekeepers, Turkish soldiers as well. So little Armenia will never can fight against the troops of three countries. They are very weak and they have been defeated on the battlefield. So it's impossible if they will risk to violate the requirements of this peace agreement. As Putin said in his interviews, they will face tragedy, and it will, how to say, it will be suicide for Armenian government. They will finish as a country.
My last question to you, Mr. Shahidov, is, well, of course, we're all aware that Azerbaijan and Turkey historically, ethnically share very close ties and very good relations. Some would say that they're probably perhaps two states, one nation. We've heard that saying. There are good relations between these two countries, but what can you say? How do you analyze Turkey's growing sphere of influence across the globe when it comes to interconnectivity between between Azerbaijan and Turkey, going over the Caucasus from the Caspian Sea, connecting Turkic nations across the world in Central Asia? Then also bringing together an alternative kind of gathering of Muslim countries from around the world, where we see Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia also coming together with Turkey. How do you analyze Turkey's growing sphere of influence within the region, within the Muslim community, within the world sphere in Europe also? And how do you think Azerbaijan could benefit from this relationship and this influence in the region across the Caspian Sea and in Central Asia?
You know, Turkey is only country that stands for the defending the rights of Turkish and Islamic countries, and we have seen this experience of Turkey in Iraq, in Syria, in Qatar, defending these countries, defending the rights of innocent people. So, especially last 2 months, once again showed the growing power of Turkey, and also political aim of Turkish government that if Turkey promised something, Turkey will do, and Turkey has showed it on battlefield, in political arena in this conflict. So after that, sure, Turkey will be respected in all over the world, especially the growing influence of Turkey in Turkic language countries, in Islamic, in Arabic geography. Also, sure, if Turkey is strong, Azerbaijan will benefit from this. From it, it's in our national interest that to see Turkey very strong. After having a corridor across the Armenia, from Azerbaijan to Nakhchivan to Turkey, sure, in the future we will have new possibilities, and in political arena, in geopolitical, in economic arena, to have a corridor from Caspian Sea to Turkey and then to Europe, and also it will benefit to Turkish growing influence in political arena, in economic, also in military as well. In today, several countries are asking for cooperation with Turkey in military field. I mean, these drones, Bayraktar drones, because it is something unique, and all these countries who suffered from the problem of territorial integrity, they ask Turkey to help and to have any kind of cooperation in this field. So I think that Turkey should continue to grow its political, economic, and military power, not only in the region, also in the world. And Turkey should, official Ankara should have initiatives join all Turkish language countries. I mean Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Northern Cyprus. And we have some discussions in Azerbaijan to officially finally recognize the Turkish, Northern Turkish country as independent country, as Erdogan during his visit in Lefkoşa on November 15th suggested president of Northern Cyprus to visit Azerbaijan. It means that it is the new area of relations between Azerbaijan and Turkish Cyprus, and in couple months we may recognize this country as independent country and to establish mutual relations with Northern Cyprus Republic, Turkish Republic, and after that, I think all Turkish Republic, Turkish language countries will jointly be active, and we will unite its efforts, and maybe it will lead to a new union. I mean, Turkish Union. Maybe we call it Turan. It's also some Islamic countries can join this union. So everything depends on the foreign policy of Turkey. I think Turkey should continue to be involved and to rescuing Turkish countries. How the official Ankara helped Azerbaijan to resolve this conflict in 50 days. I think the international community, especially Turkish countries, Islamic geography, should ask Turkey and gathered around the Turkey's power, Turkish possibilities. Turkey is a main country that can help the another countries for implementation of requirements of international law, defend the national interest of countries, defend the rights of innocent people, civilians.
All right, Mr. Ahmad Shahidov, thank you so much for giving us your analysis on all of this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.